Good day, my darling oddities, and welcome to Otter Space, the part of your brain that thinks a wormhole is where you find bait for fishing. This is broadcast from Otter Space, and I'm your host, Otter. Today, we're here with my special guest for the day, Skitch the Wolf. Hello, Skitch.
Hey, how's it going? My brother from another otter. How's it going?
Brother from another otter. I like it. All right. Well, Skitch, thank you for joining me very much, and joining me very much. You very much joined me.
I'm joining.
How are you tonight? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm doing good tonight. My name is Skitch the Wolf. I'm a Mobian Wolf VTuber. I do a lot of just retro gaming, but also I do a lot of just variety gaming in general. I like to play games, and I like to share my favorite games with my favorite people, and that's all of you guys.
All right. Good to hear. Good stuff. The Mobian elephant in the room. I think we're just gonna go ahead and point out that I do believe you have a fondness for the Sonic franchise.
I do. It was probably it was like maybe my first real franchise that I got into. I had a Sega Genesis when I was like 3 years old, and I've been a fan of this series ever since, and that's been a big part of my internet identity, I suppose.
That's cool. I think everybody's played a little bit of Sonic, so let's go ahead and I've played my Bash Fruit Sonic. I would have never guessed. Hello, Bash Fruit. Welcome to Otter Space, the part of your brain that thinks Wormhole is a place to get bait for fishing. Thanks for coming by.
How's it going, Bash?
All right. So let's go ahead and ask the big question. Your favorite Sonic game of all time? Go.
Oh, geez. It's a tie between two. I like Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the old one for the Sega Genesis.
Yep.
And I'm also a big fan of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. That's a big one.
And NRD Gaming. Welcome to Outer Space, the part of your brain that thinks a wormhole is a place to get fishing bait. Welcome. Another one of Skitch's
Nerd herd.
Skitch's devotees. You're a son of a Skitch. So your games listed there are honestly kind of my favorites too, but I gotta say I did start my Sonic interest. I started with Sonic 1 because I'm old. But Sonic 2 was, in my humble Otter opinion, the preferred game. For no other reason than I had a fondness for Tails.
Oh yeah.
So
no, I feel that.
So I played Sonic 2 way more than Sonic 1, and of course, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, definitely one of like the more recent favorites, as it were. Have you played Sonic Mania?
Oh, absolutely. I actually 100%ed all the special stages.
Nice. I gotta say, I got it. I ended up getting it right before the bean came along, so I did not get as much done on that game as I may have liked to. But I will say, I think my favorite thing of all time is the Chow Gardens from Sonic 2.
Absolutely.
Sonic
my
Adventure
goodness.
Battle. Yes.
Listen, I'm waiting for them to come out with a game that's just that.
Is it Poglings?
Oh yeah.
No, I mean the game coming out is called Poglings. It's a quote unquote spiritual successor of the Chow Gardens.
Okay.
Have you heard about it?
No, I haven't. That's some good intel.
So supposedly, and my wife is the first person that turned me on to it, but I recently saw another thing on it. It is very much like the person saw Chow Gardens, and like this is their statement, not mine. Saw Chow Gardens and said, "Yes, that." So the whole game is focused on that, but like you can fish and stuff, except they're not actual chows. They're the quote unquote poglings.
Okay.
So it looks okay, but it's one of those, okay, this is a good idea, but let's Bash Fruit has an excellent idea. Sega, you want infinite money? Chow Garden mobile game. Yes, absolutely.
That's brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Man.
How is that not done already? Seriously.
That's oh my god, that's free money.
Exactly. That's a printing press right there.
Oh my god.
Seriously, why is that not a thing? Oh, I'm upset.
I'm gonna have to make a couple of emails to Sega.
For
my
real.
Goodness.
That is just printing money. Oh my goodness. Now I'm sad that doesn't exist.
Oh my god, me too. I'll make it.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll make it. I learn how to code. I'll make it.
Yeah. I want an up-to-date ability to do Chow Gardens, because the closest I can find at the moment would be Yes, Bean. Goodness gracious.
Goodness me.
Growling. She completely derailed my train of thought, which is not difficult to do, to be perfectly honest. So the designer of my original character here, my original art designer, Nixidia, she does a lot of Chow streams, so that's always fun to watch.
Mm.
But it's
No,
on
I
an
was gonna
emulator.
ask because your model looks great.
Thank you. I'm very fond of myself. Yeah, my original designer is Nixidia, and then my model mama is Dinosaur Alafis.
Yeah,
Who
no, I
meow.
I did all my stuff myself. I'm a homebrew.
No, nothing wrong with that. Look, honestly, you look exactly like you were made for Mobius. You're perfect.
Oh, thank
Uh,
you so much.
so although I noticed it's hidden back there, but you got yourself a skateboard. Tell me a little bit about your skating
Absolutely.
experience.
Well, well, I've been skating for a while now. Just I'm more of a street than vert. So a lot
I'm
of
gonna
my stuff
pretend
I
I know
don't
what that
do a lot of.
means.
I'm a standard foot, none of that goofy foot stuff. But no, so street versus vert is more of you horizontal takeoffs rather than ramps and pipes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But
I see what you're saying.
yeah, yeah, perfect for radical Saturdays.
Perfect for radical. Nobody says radical anymore. We got to bring radical back.
I'm trying to bring it back.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm trying to bring it back, but no one's latching on.
Radical dude. Uh, all right. Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's very cool. Have you ever, I don't know if you ever done this. You probably have, but you ever done art of yourself doing like going skating through one of the rings in Green Hill Zone? I feel like
Oh,
that'd be
I
fun.
should. That'd be great.
Right.
I've drawn myself skating before, but not doing that specifically. That sounds like that'd be a pretty good idea.
There you go. Beanie, what you doing? You stealing your mama's tweezers? Give me those.
Oh,
Bean. The child has gained the ability to walk, and I've lost the ability to keep anything safe.
really?
Yeah.
How old's the bean?
She is 19 months old.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. She's a little terror, is what she is. Now she's chasing the dog around. The dog's like, no!
Oh,
I have two dogs.
poor puppy.
One dog is a little cocker spaniel, and he can climb up high enough where she won't get him. But the other one is this moose of a golden retriever mix.
Oh, wow.
And she's like,
yeah,
no.
my first pet was a cockapoo. So it was a cocker spaniel and poodle mix.
All right, yeah, that is a smart dog. I've heard tales.
They're wonderful. Yeah. And her name was Lady, and let me tell you, she was like the best pet you could ever ask for. Like, well mannered. She loved to just lay around and sit in your lap and everything, and just and she lived to be 16.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, she lived a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Odin, the cocker spaniel, he's my dog, whereas Petunia, the other dog, is my wife's dog. But Odin he's a chocolate lab, so he's the same color as me.
Odin, I love that's such a good name.
Thank you. Yes. I remember I made one guy's day. We went on vacation one year, and apparently he was an Odinist, which apparently is a thing in America.
No.
And he's like, I was meant to meet this dog, and I'm like, don't take my dog, man.
It's a sign.
I'm happy that you're happy, but this is my dog, bro.
Oh man, I didn't know that was existed, but you know what?
I mean,
I'm a follower now.
Yeah, hey, everything exists. So Odin is very uniquely my dog, in that he will obey pretty much any word out of my mouth, but my wife, who has been around him just as long as I have, if not longer, because she picked him out from the store, he does not care about her commands.
Oh wow.
It's actually kind of like I feel a little guilty doing it sometimes, but once in a while she'll give him a command, he'll look at her, and then look over at me like, so should I, or am I ignoring this one? And I'll be like, Odin, obey, and then he'll do the thing that she says.
Oh geez.
But
that's very cut and dry. Oh man.
he is. It's honestly hilarious.
Wow.
Petunia's more of a I love everybody kind of dog, but I've tried to be a little more hands off. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. Okay? Or Bean is trying to invade my chair. Hello, darling. What can I do for you? Nope, Bunkus. You good? Yeah, you bonkered your head trying to slide between me and my computer desk. What's up? You saying hi? You want to say hi to Skitch? Say hi.
Hello.
She's waving. She's waving. I'm gonna put her on my... Oop, wrong button. I'm put her on my head. There we go. Although the bean is definitely not this small anymore. I'll tell you that much for free. All right, Munchkin. Daddy's doing the show. Go away. Yes, good waves. Okay, bye-bye.
Won't be able to sit up there for too much longer.
Yeah, no. Well, we have a separate talking bean. So if anybody ever wants to bring the bean onto the screen, you let us know, because there's a redeem for it. Try saying that 10 times fast. The bean screen redeem.
Bean screen redeem.
Bean screen redeem. Anywho, oh, so did you ever have you, on the topic of Sonic games and things kind of tertiarily related there too, have you ever played Phantasy Star Online?
Never really got too deep into that, but I did start playing the MMO that they have. Not too much of that either. Just kind of, toe into the water, but no, I knew it was a thing, but I never really got into it.
Okay. And for anybody wondering why I'm bringing that up and in any way related to Sonic games is, so I have a very vivid, very specific memory. So in Phantasy Star Online, it was one of those kind of cross-game promotion sort of things. You could find in Phantasy Star a Chow. You could find a Chow in Phantasy Star. And talking to it, and then, because memory cards were a thing at the time, if you had memory from that experience on a card that also had a Sonic Adventure Battle 2, whatever order that goes in, you would get a Chow that looked specifically like Tails.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, it was very neat. And again, that's just kind of where my brain went to, because I was like, oh, I remember that. I always remember my favorite Chow was named Elvis, and I don't know why his name was Elvis. I just named him Elvis. But Elvis was a beast.
Yeah, my main Chow in was it Sonic Adventure 2 Battle? It was actually brought over from the Game Boy Advance game. I think it was Sonic Advance, because that had a little mini Chow garden in it.
And I'm right.
Yep, and it had all max stats, and I transferred it over to Sonic Adventure 2, and when it popped out, it had the toothiest grin you could ever imagine. And at that point, I was just like, well, I need to name him Chewy. That's only fitting, only fair.
Good name.
But I tried to keep him as neutral as possible. So like no animals, no morphing of any kind. I wanted him to be the plainest Chow imaginable and just see him dominate all of the games.
Yeah, Elvis was a dragon Chow specifically.
Oh, that's so cool.
A dragon hero, actually. No, Bean, you don't need tweezers. What are you going to do with tweezers? What are you going to tweeze? You definitely don't need coffee. No. No. Hi, you waving? Good, Bean. The joys of parenthood. Yeah. Oh, you want a snug? Go snuggy, Bean. She's like, you're talking to somebody.
Yeah, that's me.
What was I gonna say? Brain is mush. Brain is potato.
Well, until you figure something else to ask, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been married for?
How long have I been married? This September will mark a decade.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I've been married for about 2 years now. Got married in October of 2020, right after the pandemic just started.
Woof, that's a tough time.
Yeah, but we persevered, made it through. Because otherwise, her and I have been dating for about 8 solid years before that. So.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Let's see. The wife and I, we met in college orientation. And apparently she was fascinated by the fact that I had horses at the time. I lived with my grandparents, and they had some farm animals, and I helped out with the farm animals. So
that's quite an animal to have.
Well, yeah, there's horses, goats, chickens, dogs, cats, and whatever else lived in the woods behind.
You had the full house.
Yeah, it was quite the thing to do. And let me tell you, my chore, when people say, oh, I had to go to school uphill both ways, nah, man. I had to shovel horse manure and push it uphill both ways. I don't want to hear it.
Ooh. Yikes.
Because the stall was there's like 3 levels, right? There's the ground level, which is the street, and then it went up a hill to like the second level, which was where our house and stalls were, and then there's a third level above that, which is up another hill, which was where we dumped the manure and kind of spread it out so it could kind of grow back there or whatever. It did grow very a lot, but so the hill from the stall to the back hill had like a U-shaped dip. So it literally was uphill both ways because you had to go down into the U and then up the other side, dump it, and then back down into the U and then up the other side.
Oh.
So it was literally uphill both ways.
Oh man, I don't envy that. I'm sorry.
You know what? It was good exercise. And
Man,
there are
part of life.
bad smells, and then there are like good bad smells, if that makes any sense. Horse manure managed to be an honest stink. There are dishonest stinks and there are honest stinks, and horse manure is an honest stink.
Okay. Yeah.
I will not go into further detail. But yeah, so the wife and I met in college orientation because she found it fascinating that because they do those getting to know you games, all that. Tell us one fact about yourself. And I'm like, I'm not interesting. I have horses. They're more interesting than I am. Bigger too. And that was the full extent of my explanation. But apparently that was enough to catch her interest. And then some back and forth throughout college, and then last year of college we got together for real, and we've been together ever since. So here we are.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you kindly. And but she cannot be trusted when I stream. I'll tell you that much for free. She says vulgar and offensive things in the background of my stream. I'm surprised I haven't been canceled sometimes. So this is why I do not stream with my wife in the room any longer. It's not that I don't love my wife. It's not that I don't want my wife as part of things. It's just I cannot trust her to keep her vulgarity under control.
Hey man, same. Yeah. So I love you, hon.
Much love, darling, but
lots
you
of
cannot
love.
be trusted.
Yeah. Oh man, So my story with my wife. Oh, it's a little bit of a slow burn, but that was worth it. So we first met on an 8th grade trip to Washington D.C. And so
when you were in 8th grade,
right when we were in 8th grade. Yep.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were chaperoning an 8th grade trip or you were okay.
No. We were 8th grade students. So
okay, go on.
Ready to exit junior high and into high school. But I remember we got on the bus and everyone just kind of like paired up with some friends of theirs that they were sitting with, and she ended up sitting across from me, like in the aisle, and she was a very artistic person, incredibly talented, incredibly gifted with just with art and creativity and all that stuff. And I remember she asked me just out of the blue, because we hadn't really met before, but she leaned over and she's like, "Hey, what's your favorite animal?" And I'm like, what do you mean? What's my favorite animal? Why are you asking me this? Just
also,
out of the blue. Like, yeah, hello. My favorite animal is a wolf. Okay. And this was after we had just read White Fang, which is, honest to God, one of my favorite books. I think it's a fantastic book. If you haven't read it, it's a Jack London book. It's a fantastic book. But we had just read that. And because of that book, wolves became my favorite animal.
Right, fair enough.
And so I said, yeah, wolf. And she's like, okay, so what color fur? I'm like, okay, we're starting to get a little deep into this. It's starting to get the deep cuts. And so I said, gray. And she said, and what color eyes? Yellow. And she goes, okay, thank you. And then she sits back in her seat, and I don't hear from her for another like 20 minutes, right? So 20 minutes later, and I'm playing like games on my DS, whatever. Yep. Dating myself here, but we're playing games on our DSs.
Oh, sweetheart, you ain't dating anything here. I haven't been in 8th grade for 20 years.
Yeah, well, I'm a 90s kid, so. But anyway, so she turns back to me 20 minutes later, and she hands me me, but Mobianized as a Sonic character. And let me tell you, I was absolutely just blown away. Like, it was unprompted. It was so sweet, and that put her in my spot for romantic interest. Let me tell you that.
That's
you know that that was it, that Parks and Rec gif that's It's beautiful. I've been looking at this for 5 hours now. That was me. That was me the entire bus ride to the hotel in DC.
Okay.
And I trust me, my heart was pounding. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like it was, oh my God. And I wanted to tell her. I wanted to tell her so bad. I was just like, I think I like you. I think I like you. But from what I had heard, someone else asked her out on that trip. And
8th grade drama.
So oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, hold on.
So
Forgotten Dreamer, what have I done to you?
What have you done, Otter?
I don't know. It's early in the night yet.
Oh, there's my wife.
Hello, wife of Skitch.
Hi, honey.
Magical warrior Sarah. Thanks for coming to Otter Space. Part of your brand that thinks the wormholes where you find fishing bait.
I'm telling the story, hon. I'm sorry.
It's story time.
But so we actually ended up going to different high schools, and we ended up not really hanging out as much in person anymore. But we ended up staying in touch, and we went to different high schools, and we just that's that for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But then we ended up reconvening back in college, and let me tell you, the hug that I got, it beats everything else in this world. It was amazing.
So sweet. Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, I didn't really become a full person until after college.
Same.
The ever-expanding grasp of mortality, craving in, or is that caving in? I think that might be caving in.
Craving.
Yeah. Mortality is a thing that some people worry about. Don't worry, though. I'm good. I am a living meme, so as long as somebody exists, I will exist, whether you like it or not.
So we stayed friends for a little bit, and then we decided to give it a shot when we got to around, what was it, sophomore year of college, and I don't know, spend the best years of my life so far.
Aw, how sweet. Well, thank you for sharing. That's very nice. So what did you major in college?
Graphic design.
Graphic design. Cool.
So
had a plan to live forever. So far, it's working.
Oh man, do I have a Stephen Wright joke for you?
Okay.
I plan on living forever. So far, so good.
Oh, the Bash Fruit just said that.
Yeah.
Bash Fruit, you beat him to it.
Yeah. No, I expect nothing less.
That's fair.
Listen, if I'm going to be stuck in the 90s, then someone else is going to have to pull ahead of me.
Fair point. Yeah, so you see my points on mortality are I won't die until I'm dead.
Yeah, that's a good policy.
Hello, Bean. What can I do for you? She's like, Daddy, give me that arm. This belongs to me now. You may now hug me. Can y'all hear her or not? I don't know how strong my filtering on my mic is. Now you blowing kisses? You flirting with my chat? Flirty Bean. Someday she's going to start talking and it's going to be horrifying because she's going to pick up everything her mother says.
Oh.
And like I said, her mother cannot be trusted to be in the backgrounds of my streams.
Anyway, that's my that's my little husband origin story.
Excellent. See, my husband origin story. Well, like I said, we met in sophomore year of college, and yeah, I'm not going to reiterate. We went back and forth quite a bit. But like I said, I had to become college was where I managed to finally become an actual person. I was just kind of a floating existential crisis before then. Which, I'm still kind of a floating existential crisis, but now I can pass that crisis on to other people. Like Forgotten Dreamer, for example.
Oh, yeah, no. I think Dreamer's having a moment in chat over there. You okay, Dreamer?
You good? My floaty eyeball friend.
Oh, man.
Well, actually, so hold on. Let me do some math here. So was it really 20 years ago I was in 8th grade? Not past like everything else in life. True. Very, very true. Things pass with a lot of S's.
Yeah, it's man, when I was in 8th grade, that must have been around 2006, 2007-ish. So I'm actually turning 30 this month in about 12 days.
I'll be so you just rather than do math because math is terrible for me. I'll be turning 36 this year.
Hey, let's go.
There you go. So there's your math for you. I don't care. I'm old. I'm old for a VTuber. They say something like 20 odd is like an old person in VTuber time. I don't care anymore.
Oh, you poor fools.
Right? Old doesn't even begin until your late 30s.
I mean, I didn't even start VTubing until like a year ago.
I'll say like April or so of
and
last year.
Maybe just about.
Well, no, I'm
It
saying
was originally
that's for me.
Oh, okay. Well, so what was it? I originally was doing this as like an April Fool's thing, just to be like, hey, doing VTuber for a day. It's been more than a day.
A little bit.
A little bit.
So you drew this character, but
Yes.
this is basically what your wife drew for you. Is more or less what I'm
Oh,
getting
yeah.
from your story.
So we've expanded upon it a lot since then. You know, a lot of updates to the design and everything. But I actually didn't get into art and graphic design and drawing until I got that. Like, it gave me a reason to draw. It gave me a reason to make art, and it kind of gave me my own identity, I guess I could say. Like, because this is my biggest identity that I use whenever I'm online and doing stuff on the internet and stuff. But like, I didn't really feel like I knew who I was until I got that, honestly.
Yeah.
And now I really do, and I kind of owe my life to that.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm not great at art. I don't. So once I've shown Otter 1.0 a few times, but he was my original design, and
no, I remember that. I was following you since then. So yeah, yeah, I've seen it.
Much appreciated. Yeah, well, Otter 1.0, but Otter 0.0 was even more interesting. I used to be a lot more bottom heavy in Otter 0.0. Let me see if I can find that actually. I think I've got it somewhere. Otter 0.0 is quite the treat. And you know what? I'll always remember because at the time I was a manager in my previous job, and I was doodling Otter 0.0 on one of my lunch breaks, and I did 2 layers. I did Otter 0, and then Otter 0 with the top hat. And I showed my staff person. I go, excuse me, top hat or no top hat? She says, obviously top hat.
Obviously top hat.
I said, okay, fair enough. Because originally I was just designing the character as a like a mascot for my crafting business. Because my crafting business is odds and ends. And
okay, that makes sense.
So obviously it had to be something that went with odd. So Otter was kind of the natural reaction to that.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing that ever came up as a result of that was I debated at the very beginning. So at the very beginning of this whole thing, I thought to myself, okay, my voice is kind of boring. I don't really know if I should. I tried for a couple of streams. I tried to affect a British accent. I tried to have a very very fancy accent where I talk like this the whole time. I don't know. I don't know why I thought that would be a good idea, but my dear boy, I certainly tried it.
Pardon me, but I think you're better like this.
Yeah,
like as you are now.
Yeah, normal. Well, yeah. So I'm not saying it was a good idea. I'm saying it was an idea. I have many ideas, and not all of them are winners.
I didn't really learn to appreciate my voice until I started VTubing, like. Because then I start, you start hearing your voice back, and you kind of have a face to it and everything, and it kind of fits into place.
Exactly. So then like I said, I tried to affect that very fancy accent for a long time, not for a long time, but for a stream, and it didn't work out. And I asked the same person that I'd shown the drawing to, and I was like, I just don't know. Should I use a voice modulator or something? I just feel like before I really get rolling on this whole thing, I should consider where I'm gonna go with this. Do I try and stick with the fancy voice, or do I talk normal, or do I use a voice modulator and make it like a chipmunky squeaky kind of thing? A little bit of Vtuber. Just I can't even emulate it because my voice doesn't do that, but naturally. So
well, those are the big questions you should be asking yourself, aren't they?
Verily.
Oh, indeed.
So I asked my assistant that, and she looks at me and goes, nah. Got a top hat. It has to sound like you. I go, well, fair enough. I think that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
That's very kind, actually.
Yeah, right. I was like, it's got a top hat. It has to sound like me. I dig that. All right, but yeah. So and actually, fun fact, real life. My Otter form looks a lot like I do in reality. So I'm not.
Okay.
Like I have the beard. I have the glasses. I have the top hat. Like nobody thinks I have the top hat, but I have the top hat, and it's because, and this ties back into the whole talk about being married thing. I may have told this story on stream once or twice before, but I'm going to tell it here for the new folks. So the top hat came into being because when I was getting married, when I was engaged, we were planning the wedding. We went to this big bridal show, right? And basically, I'm just there for ha-has. Your voice matches your Otter very. Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, I've really come to like my voice as attached to this character at the very least. Anywho, so we went to this big bridal show, and did you have to go to a bridal show when you were getting married?
A bridal show?
Yes, like a big like expo where they have all the stuff.
Oh yeah. So, we the venue that we were choosing, they were putting one on, and we went to that, and it was a little fun. We actually went there for what was it, for my birthday?
Oh.
So
I say I would not have liked to have gone. So you may have had a better experience than I did, but it was myself, my mother and father-in-law, my wife, or my wife to be at the time, and I was not needed. I was not really a part of that equation, and it became more and more apparent every booth we stopped at. Like, oh well, I really like this. Shut up, you're the husband. What? And then, like, everything. Yeah, it was awful. It was so bad. And I'm like getting more and more depressed about this the whole time. And then finally, we're looking at like cake or something. And bruh is right. Yeah, it's bad. Exactly, bruh. Man. And the worst part about that is that nobody contradicted this person. They're just like, yeah, he is the husband. He should shut up. And I'm like, what? Like, okay, so the in-laws are paying for it. The wife is the bride to be. You are nothing, husband boy.
Wow.
They didn't say those exact words, but that was the vibe.
That's brutal though.
So we're going along, and we see we're looking at some cake and stuff, and I look, and I'm like I said, at this point I'm a beaten Otter. I am broken. I am beaten. I am battered. I am depressed, and I'm getting dragged through this expo where I don't matter. And then I look across the aisle from the cake, and I see it, Men's Warehouse. I said, that's a place where I matter. That's the place where I get to say what's what. I said, this is my moment. So I strut myself over to Men's Warehouse. Hello, I'm a husband-to-be. What can you tell me about suits? Guy looks...
I don't know if they have any Otter-sized suits, but I think they could probably make some custom.
I just don't
they
have
did?
it for
Okay,
my
cool.
Cool. Tails and everything, too. It was fantastic.
Wow.
Although I'll tell you one thing, my wife was not a fan of that. So there was a difference between I am a large Otter.
Okay.
There is a difference between a bib and a vest. And I did not know this at the time. They did try to originally put me in a bib, and my wife went wholesale crazy on them, which I suspect is why they say that the husband doesn't really get to say. Because the husband, like in my case, I would have just kind of gone with the flow and been like, okay, the path of least resistance, right?
Yeah.
But no. Anyways, neither here nor there. That's not part of the story. This story goes along. So I go over to Men's Warehouse, and I say, tell me about your finest Otter-sized suits. And they look me up and down. Where's your wife? What? Where's your wife? We don't want you making any decisions without her present. But it's my suit. No.
If I may reiterate, bashful fruit, bruh.
And I have never been more broken than that moment. I have nearly chopped my hand off and been bleeding all over the place, and even that didn't hurt that badly.
What a sting.
So this all does tie back into the top hat. So finally, we I kind of just folded at that point, and time went on, and we went to the suit fitting, and I am utterly defeated at this point. So I'm just kind of there, like, have your way with me, suit man.
You sure you weren't utterly defeated?
Yeah, I was utterly defeated. It was bad. And he's measuring me, and he's suiting me up, and he's like, he had the most interesting accent. I would try to emulate it here, but I'm sure I would offend somebody. But he had a very interesting accent. And he says, "What's wrong?" And again, I'm not going to try to emulate the accent because I will offend somebody. I don't know if it'll be Italian people. I don't know if it'll be German people. I don't know what his accent was, but my attempts to emulate it will not go well. Anyway, so okay. in his accent, he says, "What's wrong?" And I go, "Man, I'm just utterly defeated at this point. Like I said, I haven't been able to pick a single thing out this entire wedding." I said, if I had my way, I would have something cool. I would have, I don't know, man, a freaking top hat. Here he goes, looks me up and down and goes, "You want a top hat?" And I go, "Yes." "I get your top hat." I go, "For real? Top hat?" He goes, "Top hat. I get you top hat. You want top hat for all of the people in your wedding party?" I go, Yes, I do. I do want top hat for all the people in my wedding party. I go, "Everybody all groomsmen get top hat." I go, Yes, they do. You're damn right.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So I said, "Do I have to rent the top hat?" He said, "No, you buy top hat. You don't rent top hat."
You buy top hat.
I go, "Damn, sign me up, man." So every one of my groomsmen had top hats and canes. Because the top hats came with canes and white gloves.
Wait, it came with those?
It came with the cane and the white gloves.
You didn't have to buy them extra.
Package deal.
Oh my god!
Every top hat came with a cane and a pair of gloves. $30. Top hat, cane, pair of gloves.
Oh man, I might have to go to Men's Warehouse at some point.
I didn't know this was a thing. You never see it. So I had a damn top hat for every one of my groomsmen and women in my wedding, and we were spiffy as hell.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes. Wow. So that is the story behind the top hat. Now the top hat is my symbol of victory over insurmountable odds. So it's the Tumblr Sexy Man starter kit. Yeah, basically. But yeah, so that is how the top hat became my symbol of victory and power and validation. So that is the story behind Otter's top hat. Well, the real story.
One of those.
Yo, thanks for the bitch. Cheers for the top hat. Yeah, thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah, we went to one of those expo things, but I think I had a little bit more clemency in my opinions. A little bit. I think some of the biggest things that I helped decisions with were hors d'oeuvres and cake. I think those are like the two big things that I had a big hand in helping with. The cake was a really, really delicious. It was a pumpkin cake because we had an October wedding. And
my wedding was in September.
No kidding.
Yeah. In fact, it was on this fall equinox.
Oh wow. Okay, cool. Our wedding was actually on the day of our anniversary. So on our 8th anniversary.
One anniversary.
Oh yeah. Yep. But we had it on our 8th anniversary, and let me tell you, it's very easy to remember.
Yeah, it was it.
But we did the expo. But I remember for the tux fitting, just very standard tux, nothing too special.
Yeah.
But we had a very low-key Legend of Zelda theme for our wedding.
Neat.
And because it was a big part of, Sonic stuff aside, that was a big part of a binding in my relationship with my wife.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things that it was very easy to do, like very easy to set up for, very easy to kind of plan out. And we had been deciding on that since before we got engaged. Cool. And oh my God, let me tell you the engagement story. So I originally bought her, and it was custom made on Etsy for like $200. It like doesn't break the bank, and it was absolutely beautiful and so much better than any other kind of ring I could have gotten for my wife. But how familiar are you with Ocarina of Time?
Excruciatingly.
Perfect. You're going to appreciate this.
Yes.
So I got a ring that was made to look like the Zora Sapphire.
I knew that's where this was going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice.
But it's just gorgeous. It was an absolutely gorgeous ring for $200 off of Etsy.
Dope.
And my wife she was a Disney kid. She still is.
Yeah.
Absolutely still is.
Yeah.
I'm not. But I remember my cousin was getting married in Disney, and my wife, to be at the time, said, "Oh man, I've always wanted to get married at Disney." And I was like, "That's probably gonna be
that's gonna be a no
probably a
for me,
rough
dog.
one. That's gonna be a rough one to try to have happen." But so she actually said after a certain point in time, "You know what? I think I'd just be happy getting proposed to at Disney."
Okay.
And I was like, "Okay, bet."
A little easier.
So, yeah, so much easier. And
were you wait? Hold on. Were you that guy in that viral TikTok? Please tell me you weren't that guy.
No.
Okay,
so a big thing with my wife is that she never wanted to be proposed to on the spot in front of a lot of people.
Yep.
Like no jumbotron, none of that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
So I said, okay, that's easy enough because I don't think I'd be able to handle rejection in front of like tens of thousands.
I don't want to do that. That's fantastic.
That's good. I don't want to do that. So when this is maybe a year later, but my cousin was getting married at a Disney resort, and I said, what? We got the invite, and my wife says, "Oh man, I wish we could go, but we both work here, and PTO is hard to get and hard to come by, and all that stuff." And I thought about it, and I said, "Then how about we just make a trip of it? We'll go spend some time with my family, and then we'll go to Disney and have a little bit of fun." And her eyes lit up. Let me tell you, I have not seen her eyes light up that quick ever. So we make the plans, and it's about a year of planning and preparation.
Of course.
Where I more so mean she's the one planning it because she's the Disney kid and she loves all the stuff Disney, and she kind of figured out the stuff that she wanted to do, and I said, "Yeah, let's do it together. That sounds like it'd be fun." And eventually she comes up to the idea of, "Hey, let's go have breakfast in the castle."
Oh, okay. Breakfast.
We're gonna have dinner at Cinderella's royal table.
Yep.
And I said, "Yeah, that sounds like fun. That sounds like it'd be good." Meanwhile, in the back of my mind, I'm going, "Perfect.
You've fallen into my trap."
And it was on her birthday too.
Oh my goodness!
So she scheduled it for her birthday. Yep. I tell you, this could not have been planned any better.
Yep.
And so we finally go. And let me tell you about the security guard. This was a real like Mr. Magoo kind of situation, like some kind of Mr. Bean situation, right? So we get to the security check-in, and I specifically have her go in front of me so that she doesn't see the guy rooting around in my bag.
Of course,
because I put her ring in the very front pouch of the bag, just so I knew where it was. Absolutely. And that he looks. So if he looks inside, he just goes, "Oh, okay, that's what that is," and then just closes it up and then just leaves it be.
Right.
So she goes in front of me, no problems with security check-in whatsoever. And then it's my turn, and she's getting all of her stuff together. She's getting herself back together, and the guy's going through my bag, and he opens up the front pouch, looks inside, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And he's done searching my bag, and he turns it in a way where the ring box is facing her.
Oh no.
And I'm trying to keep it cool. I start shaking, and all of a sudden in the back of my mind, I'm going, "What are you doing?
You fool!
What are you doing?" And let me tell you, my hands have never moved that fast.
Yeah.
Immediately, as soon as he puts the bag down, it was already zipped up and on my back.
Yep.
But after that, oh my God, it was super, super early in the morning. It was maybe like a 8 a.m. It was like right before the park started opening, and we got escorted to the castle, and we got to ride, or not ride the elevator, but we got to go up the spiral staircase up to where the dining room is, and had a nice breakfast. We had some eggs, some sausage, some bacon, the whole thing. And all of a sudden, they're bringing the different princesses in. So like they're bringing in Ariel and Snow White and all of them to do like a meet and greets with the families and take photos and everything. And she's taking pictures with the different princesses, and Ariel's her favorite. She loves Little Mermaid. And I'm letting her finish up, do all this stuff, and finally. She's all done taking pictures with them and everything. And I finally just say, "Hey, I got one last gift I want to give you for your birthday. And feel free to say no." And I proposed, and I tried to keep it very nice and low key. I think only one person saw, and it was a waitress.
No big round of applause.
Yeah, no, not until she said yes. Not until she actually said yes.
Okay, that's fair.
So,
That's fair.
yeah, just wanted to make sure that
Yeah,
there would be a cause for the eyes
yes,
first.
yes.
But after that, the rest of the trip was just a celebration. It was just,
Yeah.
it was just so much fun. And
Did they give you pins? I got engaged.
yes, they did. They
Aha,
did.
nice. I love
They
it.
did. Yep. Oh yeah.
Because
And then yeah.
my honeymoon was actually at Disney, so
no
we
kidding.
had the pins, just married, so they make a big hoop to do about special events like that. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I knew, I was like, there's got to be a pin involved here.
Yeah, no, we actually had two weddings. We had a smaller COVID wedding because the mandates and everything. They're like, 25 people max.
Oh, you
and
got
then,
just under the line at Disney then, huh?
oh yeah. So our first wedding was just a small thing at a restaurant that we liked, and
right.
Just a few people and whatnot. Second wedding was at the actual venue that we wanted to get, and then
hold
for
on,
that one,
Batch Fruit says you got 3 weddings. You're lying to me.
Oh
yeah. Wedding. Okay, fair enough.
We also got married in Final Fantasy 14. That's right.
Oh,
our characters did the bonding of the ceremony of eternal bonding. That's what that is.
Oh, neat. You get a buff for that?
It's well, we got some special rings that warp us to our partner. So
that's kind of cool. Warcraft.
Yeah,
I
it's really
play a
nice.
lot of Warcraft. They don't do anything like that.
Blizzard,
fix your game.
But yeah, and then our second honeymoon was for Disney, so we went back.
Nice. Yep, we did Disney again on our 5th anniversary. And it was actually kind of a fun story behind that. It's the reason I have one of the credit cards I have. So we're sitting there at our computers, and we'd been married for almost coming up on 5 years at that point. And I'm just, dicking around on my computer, doing my usual thing. And then suddenly she goes, "Hey, what's your social security number?" Why? I'm taking out a credit card in your name. Why? She's like, so we can go to Disney World. I'm like, you got lucky this time.
You know what? Hey, whatever works, right?
Yeah, so I conceded. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll buy in for that. So if you got a credit card specifically to go to Disney World, still paying it off.
Yeah.
But
it's a poor man's game.
Yeah, it's just that moment where it's just like, mind my own business. What's your social security number? Because for my wife, it could be literally anything. What you doing, B?
Well, you were saying you had a little bit of trust issues with her.
I trust my wife entirely. I just don't trust the things that she says sometimes. I mean, I feel like if she was going to kill me for the insurance money, she'd just be honest about it. Be like, look, times is tough. And I'd be like, yeah, that's true. Times is tough.
No, you know what? That's something only... Oh.
Child! Okay, you want Uppy? You can have Uppy. Come on. Uppy.
You good, B?
Well, my wife calls her a little banshee.
Little banshee,
of course, the face tracking's going to get all goofy now. Camera, the money shot's over here. Come on, there we go. All right. So
we don't have any. We don't have any kids of our own, but we're planning on getting a cat at some point.
That's cool. Yeah, we've
already got a name picked out. Oh
yeah.
It was after some discussion, because I remember I came to my wife and I said, "Hey, I want to get an orange cat." She said, "Okay, that's cute." And I said, "And I want to name it Cheeseball." And she said no.
Oh.
So I said, "Okay, fine. Well, we'll call it like Utz or something, like the chip brand."
Yeah.
And she pauses. She pauses, and she goes, "You know what? I kind of like that." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, what? You like that? You said you vetoed Cheeseball, but you like Utz? Are you kidding me?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's cute." And I'm like, all right. Our first cat's name is gonna be named Utz. Sure.
Yeah, it's kind of some. My wife and I, when we were getting our first dog, this whole like weeks-long drama behind our first dog. Because where we lived, we lived in an apartment that her father owned, and he had a very strict no pet policy. Because not so much because of us, but because of other tenants in the building. He didn't feel like having to be able to trust them. You know what I mean? And if one rule for one person, that in there, regardless if it's your son-in-law and daughter, it doesn't matter. You just policy across the board, which I respect.
Right.
Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So I was just going along, living my life, doing my thing, and I'm on my lunch break, and suddenly I get a message, right? A Facebook message on my phone. And it says, I messed up. I go, okay. And, yeah. So you never.
That's not ominous at all.
Yeah, you never want to get that message. I messed up.
Man.
And the thing was, I knew she had been going shopping that day. So I'm like, oh boy, here we go. All right. What did you do? She goes,
okay.
I fell in love. Were her words exactly. Deep breath.
Pause.
Yeah, deep breath. Okay, how much do the shoes cost? She goes, it's not a shoes. I go, what is it?
Okay.
She goes, it's a dog. And I'm like, come on. Because I knew we had the no pet policy, but she was enamored with this dog. So it's like, she's like, I've already told my dad that if we can't have it, we'll move out. I'm like, you've given my home away without telling me?
Oh!
And I'm like, what the hell?
Oh my god.
And she's like, he's willing to negotiate. I'm like, do not barter my home without my knowledge. And she's like, it's okay.
Oh,
it's
that's
okay.
a hardball.
Yeah, she's like, it's okay. He's willing to negotiate on it. I'm like, god damn it. So she's like, okay, so I'm just going to buy the dog. I'm like, don't just buy the dog. She's like, it's $400. Like, definitely don't buy. No, it wasn't $400. Wow. It was like $700. $700. Okay. I'm like, no, definitely don't buy the dog. And I go, god damn it, no. What are you thinking? You mad woman.
Oh my god.
I'm like, no, do not give my place of living away. She's like, yeah, we have a month to get out. I'm like, what the hell?
We have a month to get out. Oh man,
this is my lunch break. I'm in the middle of a work day. I'm like, no, I don't want to be homeless over a dog.
That's how you choke on a sandwich. Oh,
seriously.
Goodness.
Okay, so there are some. So I finally am like, okay, I'm the voice of reason in the relationship. So okay, do not buy the dog now. We'll talk about this when I get home from work. We'll see if we can talk this out with your father before you go and do something stupid. We'll make sure that he's okay with us doing something stupid first. At the very least, control the burn. You don't
cover your bases.
I know I'm not going to put the fire out, but I can at least stop it from taking the neighborhood with it. Actually, that was part of my wedding vow, as it were. I'm only kind of kidding. My wedding vows were my role in the relationship is that of the stone hearth that stops the fire from burning the house down, or something like that.
Oh wow!
Except a lot more poetic and nicer than that. She said
I don't know that sounded pretty poetic to me.
Yeah, because she's a redhead, as the bean is. So she's very redheaded is all I'm gonna say. Some stereotypes with redheads exist for a reason, and my wife embodies that particular stereotype. Very, very fiery person. Absolutely love her for it. It definitely needs it's something that I needed in my life. So it's absolutely fine. But it does exist, and it is something that I occasionally have to mitigate. Anyway, so we're gonna go over to your parents tonight because now her dad's like, what? They're gonna get a dog and move out in a month? What's going on? They pay rent. What's going on? And I'm like, I don't know, man. So blah blah blah. So I said, don't buy the dog yet. Let the people at the store know you're interested in this dog, and just let them know, and we're gonna talk this out with your dad. So she said, fine. So we go and we talk. Oh wait, we actually didn't get to go that night. It had to be that weekend because of they were out and about or something. I don't know. They do things. They go out and do things. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we wait till the weekend. We go over their house. We talk through. So, can we do the dog? She really wants this particular dog. She's absolutely enamored with this dog, and she must have this dog apparently. And we don't want to move out, but we understand you have a no pet policy. Let us buy the dog, keep the dog in the apartment until we find a new place to go, and then we'll move out. And he says, right now I really can't afford somebody moving out. I'm like, okay, all right, so we're good. He says, you can have the dog, just don't let it piss on everything, basically. Which a fair request for a landlord to have, if I may say.
You know what? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So she says, sweet, yeah, good deal, definitely good deal. We'll take it. If it does piss on everything, we'll clean it up at least. All right, that's the best you can do with a dog, really. So we go out, we get the crate, we get the this, that, and the other thing, and we're ready to buy this dog now. We go to the dog, and you hate to see it, sold.
Oh.
Yeah, tragedy strikes.
My heart breaks.
And it gets worse. It actually gets much worse.
Oh no.
Yeah, it gets way worse. So the dog's got the sold sign on it, so she's like heartbroken over this, and it's very upsetting, and it's bad enough as it is. And they said, well, there's a chance that the person won't end up buying them, but you'll have to wait to find out. But for now, this dog is reserved. So, all right, well, that's a major bummer. So she's very upset. She's holding out hope, for like a week or so. She's calling back like every day. They've withdrawn their offer yet? They withdrawn their offer yet? Nope. And then redeem sing mode. Why you got to make me sing for a sad story? Oh god damn, this is gonna be.
Oh no! All right, best of luck to you, Otter.
Tenok, you're entirely responsible for everything that comes because this is a sad story. It gets worse.
Chaos Goblin is very apt.
Chaos
well
Goblin
done.
is gonna be bad. So then my wife went along her day. The song isn't gonna rhyme, but I'm just gonna say what I have to say.
Open verse.
Open verse. So the days went by, waiting to see if the dog would be sold, and each day kept bringing sadness anew, as we discovered the dog was in fact going to be sold. And then, on the last day of any hope to be, my wife met with her friend, whose name is the middle name of the bean. Yes. This friend had some news. It was not good. She had the big C in the neighborhood. Dun dun dun, yes. So then my mother-in-law called my wife to find out how her day had been, and she found out not only did she not get the dog, she was going to lose a friend. La, damn you, Tenok.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. I'm gonna stop singing now.
Very well, as you were.
I never put a timer on. Did I put a timer on sing mode? I don't think I did. Anyway, so long story short. Well, no, long story longer. So my mother-in-law calls my wife and is like, did you get the dog? How's your day going? She goes, terrible. I found out, my friend, is gonna pass away to cancer. And she's like, oh my god, that's terrible. Well, did you at least get the dog? And she just cracks at that point, crying openly, ugly crying on the phone. No, I didn't get the damn dog! Just ugly crying on the phone. 5 minutes, but yeah, that was good enough. Yeah, you brought it.
Time and place. Time and place.
Time and place, exactly. I think the fact that I sang a song about that at all is bonus enough. So
I think you did just fine.
I earned my biscuit for the moment. Anyway,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So she's upset at work, and she gets then a little while later, her mom calls her and goes, "Hey, when do you go on lunch?" She goes, "I don't know. Why?" She goes, I'm at the dog store. Come down to the dog store. We're gonna buy you a dog. You don't get the dog. You didn't get the dog you wanted. We're gonna at least get you a dog.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, okay.
Huh.
So she's like, yells her boss, I'm going on my break.
Dig out a little better.
Because she was like like a minute away from the dog store, as it were. Just at the time she happened to work close by. Anyway, and she met a couple of dogs, and then they said, well, we have a slightly defective dog, which is a terrible way to put it.
Huh.
Their words, not mine. They're like, would you like to see the defective dog? And she's like, I don't know what you mean by defective. He's like, well, he is...
define defective.
Yeah, well, he is technically malformed. Technically.
Okay. All right.
So my boy Odin has a really severe overbite, and again, defective is their words, not mine.
Oh.
He has a pretty severe overbite, but since he's a Cocker Spaniel, his we call him his goobles. His goobles cover up the overbite, so you don't even notice it. And he has a litany of other issues beyond, but that was just he was a discount dog basically.
Okay.
Because I'll be perfectly honest, I'm pretty sure he was pumped out of a puppy mill. Poor boy. And Bean, why are you throwing your shoes? Child. Anyway, so she eventually she finds Odin, and happy story, we end up getting him, and honestly I'm happy we got Odin, because this dog has so many issues. This dog has obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm not kidding. He has doggy OCD. It's terrible. Like I remember he was barking incessantly at something, and my wife couldn't figure out what he was barking at. And I'm looking at him, and I look over where he's looking. I'm like, oh, I know exactly why he's upset. And she's like, why? I'm like, because that broom used to be over there. It doesn't belong there. It's out of its place. He's upset about that. And she's like, you're kidding. And I'm like, no, watch. And I pick up the broom, and I put it in a spot, and he's like, just does a snuff, and then goes back over to his spot and lays down. Happy dog.
An approving little...
Yeah, exactly. Like, I can't even make that up. That actually happened. So, yes.
But that just goes to show, though, dogs are smarter and a lot more observant than we give them credit for.
And a lot more mentally troubled than we may think sometimes. So, yeah, Odin
man. They're out there fighting demons.
Cause this dog ad plays. Oh, Tanakh, I'm sorry. I didn't plan it. But yeah, so that's how we wound up with Odin. And after all of that drama, all of my wife suffering through all that, he ended up being very much my dog.
Yeah, you were mentioning that. Yeah,
he selected me after all of that, and she went to the store because, like I said, she worked right there. So she went to the store every day after she picked him out to visit him and play with him and pet him, and then you're going home soon, baby. You're going home soon. And then because we also had to go on we had a vacation lined up at that time, which is why I'm like, why did you pick up a dog at the? Because we already had this trip planned, and she's out there looking at dogs and giving away my home for them.
What timing, huh?
Yeah, right. She has terrible timing. Mine's pretty bad, but hers is like offensively bad.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we ended up going to see Ninja Sex Party in concert.
Hey, nice, not bad.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was a good show, but it was just kind of a weird timing. Like, well, we can't bring the dog home because we're going to see Ninja Sex Party. So he had to stay at the store a little longer.
I'm quite partial to Welcome to My Parents' House myself. But, my parents' house.
King of his castle. Yeah, I don't know how.
My mommy left some snackies.
That's my grandma's basset hound. Such a sassy rascal, aren't you, Poppy? Wolf!
Man, the culture I see.
Yes, I am aware. Ninja Sex Party, Twerp, Starcadian, a little bit of Proto Man, kind of that whole ballpark.
Cool. We actually saw. I'm very much into like the '90s grunge era. If you couldn't tell, I was stuck in the '90s already.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. For some reason, every time I see a skateboard, though, I always automatically think of the first level of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh, you gotta.
Yeah, I feel like that was like the one that everybody plays because everything I can, pretending I'm a Superman. I know that's not grunge, but
my first real what was it, skateboarding game was it was for the GameCube. It was Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. That was my big foray into the skating games.
Well, I think I feel like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, that first level was on like a demo disc or something. And when you're a kid and you don't have money and you like playing video games and you're kind of at the mercy of whoever buys the games, you kind of play what you can when you can.
Oh yeah, no. So, I mean, hey, demo discs are as good as games when you're a kid, especially. I remember my dad, at my dad's house, we had PS1, right?
Yes.
And it came with a demo disc, and it had on it like some demo levels for Crash Bandicoot,
Yep.
Tomb Raider,
Yep.
and I think Medieval. So a few old, PS1 flagship titles.
I wonder, was it the same? Did it have there's this game? It was like a fire fighting force, something like that. I don't know. I don't. It might, maybe not. I remember the Crash Bandicoot disc.
Yep.
May have been a different disc. Doesn't matter. Go on. Oh, Parappa the Rappa.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So that disc had Parappa the Rappa on it. Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you'll find this. You replay that level over and over again, you end up remembering the songs.
Oh yeah, but so I think we got a game that we're looking to play too.
All right, so he's ready to go. All right, so today's game, I enjoy having a game of the show, and my BFO's application form now has suggestions for games. So Skitch's game is, well, why don't you go ahead and describe it?
So the game, I've got all my stuff written out right now. It's a very simple game. Yep. It is based on the Far Side comics. If nobody knows, if some of you don't know, there's a series of comics that were run in some papers between the 1980s to like the early 2000s, and they were called the Far Side. And they were drawn by cartoonist Gary Larson. Mm-hmm. If you know who I'm talking about, good for you. I'm very proud of you. But these are some very legendary comics. Otter, I don't know if you're too deep into them or anything.
I'm not deep in them, but I am passing familiar with. I've read the comic section a few times. Let's say
okay.
That.
Okay. So you might do just fine. We'll see. We'll see. But I got some real comics that I can describe to you, and I've got some fake ones. And you have to tell me which ones are real and which ones are fake.
And to add some spice to it, we're going to trot out my old friend, the Wheel of Otter Nonsense. If I get it right, he has to spin the wheel. If I get it wrong, I have to spin the wheel. There are now with your edition, there are 35 options on the wheel. So every guest, now I'm having every one of my guests give me at least one suggestion for the wheel. So Skitch's suggestion is now a part of the amalgamation. Wheels of Nonsense! Yes.
Nice.
So, Skitch is going to be usually I'm the game master, but with this particular scenario, I feel like it's just more effective to have Skitch be the game master and me be the lowly victim. I mean, participant.
All right. So there is no particular amount of fake to real. Okay. So just kind of keep on your toes a little bit.
Okay.
But I'm going to describe a comic, and you just have to tell me if you think it's real or fake.
Okay.
Real or fake. You ready, Otter?
Yes. Bring it on.
All right. Here's the first one. The real reason dinosaurs went extinct. It's 3 dinos standing around smoking while one lights another cigarette.
I feel like that one's real. I feel like I might have seen that one.
And that is correct. Yeah. Very good. So I guess I got to spin first, huh?
Yep. Here we go. Ready.
All right, let's go. Let's see what we get.
Any day now. Oh, hold on. So, for crying out loud. I always end up telling this story. So one of my, it is kind of lose a turn, yeah. One of my, I'm the leader of a raid group in World of Warcraft, and one of my raiders showed up for exactly 1 episode of BFOs. And he redeemed add a punishment to the wheel. So it is, I have my sense of honor, Otter, means I cannot remove it, but I will not make you say this, if the guest gets to spin again.
I can say it if it'll boost their ego.
If you know what, go ahead and say it, I'll clip it, and then I'm gonna throw it on my Discord and be like, damn it, Cal! So go for it.
All right, here we go. Cal, I think you're the best dang DPS in this raid group. I don't know what DPS classes there are in World of Warcraft, but you sure are one of them.
All right, well, there you go, Cal. I'm going to have words.
Raiding!
Raid!
My wife and I are Final Fantasy 14 raiders, so we understand
the
struggle.
Yes. Actually, fun story related to my wife. The reason I am in charge of the raid team is because my wife cannot be trusted to keep the peace.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So our previous raid leader tried to get us involved in some more difficult content than we were interested in doing. And it was at the downfall of pretty much everybody else in the raid group, but the leader wanted to do it. Blah blah blah. So eventually, the group went a step too far and insulted one of our friends in our raid group. So my wife heard about that and got on right away and was like, our raid leader was named Grom. She goes, Grom, I'm holding a coup. Get your ass down into our Discord. And
no bones about it. It's a coup.
And I looked at him like, do you know what a coup is? She says, no. She actually did not know what a coup was. She just.
I think the word she's looking for is mutiny.
Mutiny. Actually, yeah, mutiny is what she said, but still.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, no, she did say Q. Yeah. Anyway, she basically she said whatever word meant to overthrow the leader.
She's a little confused, but she's got the spirit.
Yeah. So he came down, blah blah blah, and ultimately, he's like, all right, fine, then I'll give her character name is Voodoo. She says, I'll give Voodoo lead. I'm like, don't do that. I said, don't do that. She's like, why? She's like, because she'll burn it down out of spite. He's like, oh, good point. Man. So I'm like, you know what? Okay. Nobody else can keep a level head in this situation. I'll take the lead. I said, if you're gonna bail out and you're gonna be that guy, then I'll at least try and keep the boat on the water, if not at least a little leaky. So that's how I ended up raid leader.
Okay. But yeah, if I can plug my wife just a little bit, absolutely. She's a fantastic raider.
Not on a family friendly stream. I'm sorry. It was too easy. It was too easy. No hanging fruit. I had to take the shot.
Go on. She's a fantastic raider. She's cleared the first 3 ultimates already. She's about to clear the 4th. No, she's incredible. She's one of the best summoners I know.
Aw, sweet.
Love you, hon.
I'm sorry. I had to take the shot.
No. Listen, I totally appreciate that. You know, you see a good shot, you take it.
Yeah. Anywho, we are moving on.
Listen, I'm not above that. I'm not above that myself. So,
moving swiftly onward. Apparently, you cannot use custom emotes on the OBS version of chat. Otherwise, they're going to put Otter Love in there. By the way, anybody that's watching, all of my custom emotes are now active for tier 1, as far as I understand.
Hey, let's go.
The longest time, 3 of the 5 emotes I put on, all at the same time, by the way, 3 of them were under review. Even though they're all just little pictures of, Otter, me, just sitting there doing stuff like.
No, I've been there. Yeah,
Twitch do be
weird. So they because that's one thing that I've noticed is that like there's some where it's like totally innocuous, but they're under review, and then there's some that I see they just get approved almost immediately. And
exactly,
I'm like,
right?
What makes a difference?
And some of the ones that people have that I'm just like, really, this is what's okay?
Yeah, no kidding. Like
I don't.
Man,
it's all a little beyond me, but let's see. Yeah. Okay, here it is. Boom. Boom. I'm gonna give you multiple. Boop. That should do it. Yeah, there. Otter Love.
There we go. Okay.
Nice. All right. Next Far Side comic.
Okay. Our next Far Side comic is Death is standing outside of his crashed car, and he says, "My wife is going to kill me."
Apropos. I'm gonna say that one's real too.
All right, and you would be wrong.
Damn it!
But that'd be very well within the vein of a Far Side comic.
It really felt like it would be. All right, fair enough. My turn to spin then. Let's see.
All righty.
Hello, click. This thing on? There we go. Whee!
And what's Otter got to do for us today?
Hello? A random story about my life. I feel like that's all I've been doing tonight. All right, let me think here.
Oh, well, what's one more?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, random story about Otter's life. Okay, so I am actually I'm probably about a 1/4 inch shorter than I should be, and so I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you.
That's very interestingly framed.
Yep. So So I mentioned to you earlier that I lived on a farm where I was uphill both ways, and it was a 3-tiered hill, blah, 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 blah. So in the winter, when it snowed, and I live in New England, so snow is pretty good sometimes.
No,
Not
no
lately,
kidding,
because,
same.
yeah, oh, well, small world.
Yeah.
Not lately, granted, because, the world's dying and everything,
Oh, yeah.
but in my day, there were some good snowstorms. Uh,
Hmm.
so we had
Absolutely.
a big hill covered with snow. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You're obviously gonna go sledding on it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you got a hill in your own backyard. You have no reason not to sled on it. So my family, we built up a little berm or a little curve. The idea was such that we do live in a snowless society nowadays. It feels like that, yeah. So there
Yep.
was the parking lot where everybody parked their cars, and then there was the driveway technically kept going up the hill, but we built up the snowbank at the base of the top tier of the hill. So the top tier down to the second tier. Like I said, it's like a 3-tier hill. So the
Mhm.
idea was that you'd start at the top of the top tier, you go down, you slide down, and then you'd hit the berm and you'd kind of swerve down towards the bottom tier, but kind of go sideways, right?
Mhm.
You'd curve down
Yeah,
towards the bottom
taking a
tier.
bank.
Yeah, exactly. So we built up the
Yeah.
bank to make it so that apparently with my physiology and gravity and fortune being a pain in the ass, apparently it was not a bank, it was a ramp.
Ah,
Yeah, so
okay.
I hit that ramp and just went whoosh,
Oh, Jesus.
flew up over it. And keep in mind, like I said, on the other side of that bank was a parking lot.
Oh,
Um,
jeez.
Flew up in the air, and I went all the way upside down,
Oh, jeez. You went. Oh, you
and
you
I
went full Clark Griswold, huh?
landed both directly
Oh,
top of my head straight down, kaplunk.
oh man.
So, and I balanced on top of my head. I'm gonna fix my. Oh, now I've done it. Now I've done it. Can't believe I've done this. Whee!
Can't believe
Professional
you've done
VTuber
this.
here, folks. Don't try this at home. I'm a professional. Uh, I
Uh,
landed directly on the flat of my head, or at least what became the very top flat of my head. Flat was
uh,
emphasized, and I compressed one of my vertebrae.
oh.
Didn't break, just compressed.
Oh.
So by estimate, I don't know if quarter inch is the official count, but I am a little bit shorter as a result. I went to the
Whew.
hospital. I got checked, the X-rays, the whole thing. I wasn't, dead.
Yep. Yep.
But I was definitely shorter and flatter on top.
Wow.
And very, very, very sore.
Oh, I can imagine.
And all the doctor had to say was like, somebody with a hot tub? Yeah, well, we actually happen to have a hot tub. Why? He says, well, good thing, because if you didn't, you'd have to find somebody who did and become their best friend, because you're going to need one.
Oh,
His words, not
man.
mine. So, yeah, so as a
Wow.
result, I am, by estimate, about a quarter inch shorter than I should be. Which
Okay. All
I'm
right.
still pretty tall in real life. My otter self, I'm only about 2 feet tall, but my real life self is 6 feet 0. Or
Oh,
like,
I'm half an inch under that.
yeah, I'm taller than
But
you.
my VTube self, I believe, is around 3.5 feet. So
Well, the average otter, North Sea otter, is 4 foot 11 inches from tip of tail to tip of nose. I am a little bit bigger than that. I am 5 foot 0 inches from tip of tail to
hmm,
tip of nose. But when I stand
okay.
up like this, I'm about 2 feet because my tail makes up
Hmm.
the majority of my length. Anyways, neither here nor there. No, let's not argue too much about the length of my tail now, shall we? Anyway, so yeah, so I have a very flattened top of my head. No critical damage because my skull is not unsurprisingly sturdy enough to take on the concrete. Um, with
Who says?
mine is.
Ah,
uh,
you know what? Fair.
so I wasn't concussed. I wasn't dead or anything, but I was just a little bit sore and a little bit shorter. Um,
Hmm.
and fun fact, I've passed the hardness of skull onto the bean, so she has been making use of it to headbutt me.
There we
Child,
go.
child, why are you
Oh,
wearing only one shoe? Child, small child, what are you doing? I have no idea what she's doing. There she goes. She seemed to have trapped one of her books underneath her high chair. like with the leg of her Hydra. I don't know. Anyways, enough about me. Let's talk about you. Yeah, she's got the chaos of her mother with the reality bending of her father. So we're all pretty doomed. My powers.
Listen, I'm just glad that we were able to get out of the wormhole that you made.
Yeah, my powers were not meant to be in the hands of somebody with no sense of law. So the reality will be destroyed before long when she gets older. Anyways, until then, let's move on.
All right. So the next one. This next one is a group of ants are carrying a baby up an anthill. An ant at the top of the hill says, "You idiots, we're never going to get that down the hole."
I'm going to say fake. That was a fake.
Really? Okay. Well, you'd be wrong.
Damn it!
That's actually a very well-known one. So I'm well, I'm glad you got it wrong, but
Sure. Well, like I said, I have passing knowledge of Farside. I don't have encyclopedic knowledge.
So I actually have before you spin the wheel. Actually, while you spin the wheel, I have a little tidbit for that comic.
Let's spin the wheel.
So Gary Larson did actually say that he originally wrote it with a man being carried by the ants, but the editor did not take it. So he said, "All right, fine," and he changed it to a baby, and he's still baffled by how that worked.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, that is kind of an odd juxtaposition.
Yeah.
I don't know. Random. Let me see. Random. Does it say accessory or? Oh damn it! I can't see.
I think it said accessory.
Accessory. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I will give myself. Oh shit! What do I want? What do I want to have?
There's actually 2 comics that I wanted to put on this list, but I didn't. And I think it was comics that I added to your old form because I wanted to talk about those on stream. But they were the Thagomizer comic and the Cow Tools comic.
Cow Tools.
Yes, those are 2 very popular, very well-known comics. Cow Tools is just a cow standing in front of a bunch of crudely made tools, and apparently that's baffled everyone. And Gary Larson is just like, I just made tools that a cow would have.
Okay, he's a mover.
Oh yeah. And then the Thagomizer one was a bunch of cavemen attending a lecture, and he applied the name Thagomizer to the tail of a Stegosaurus because after the late Thag Stevens or whatever it was.
Oh, Thag. Okay, thank goodness.
Thag. Thag. Thagomizer.
I was very worried for a few minutes. I'm like, why is he so casual? Go on.
But apparently there was no word for no official word for the tail end of a Stegosaurus. So actual paleontologists, actual scientists adopted the name. They were just like, well, we don't really have a name for that, so let's use Thagomizer.
It needed a name other than spiky tail?
Yeah, it had no actual entomological name. So they were just like, all right, let's just call it that.
Interesting. Sorry, I'm enjoying the way that the glasses interact with my model.
I wear double glasses going on right there.
Glasses at night, so I can. I don't know the rest of the words of this song, but it's probably for the best anyway.
All right, let's we got one more. We got more than one more, but we got another one.
Yeah.
A comic detailing luposlipophobia, or the fear of being pursued by timberwolves around a kitchen table while wearing socks on a newly waxed floor. I will repeat that if you need me to.
Yeah, you're going to need to run that one by me again. It didn't quite process.
Okay. This is a comic detailing luposlipophobia.
Okay.
Or the fear of being pursued by timberwolves around a kitchen table while wearing socks on a newly waxed floor.
That feels too specific to not be a comic. I'm going to say that one's real.
You'd be correct.
Okay, good. It was way too specific.
It's honestly one of my favorites.
Luposlipophobia. There's a lot of weird phobias.
Oh yeah.
You know what I think is funny, and I don't remember the exact full word of it. I think it's funny that the word describing the fear of words that are way too long isn't in fact itself.
It's a very long word.
Yeah, it's like Hippomonostropha monsterolo something or other. I can't remember.
All right.
But it's all.
Well,
your turn.
I got spin.
Yeah.
All right,
What
give me
was
something
it?
good.
Go, go, go. You spin me right round, Skitch, right round.
Like a reggae baby, run, 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 round.
I'm sorry, I got the sunglasses. Say something serious in a very ooh voice. Oh boy.
Oh my
Where's Cobra
goodness.
when you need him?
Oh God, how serious we talking? Like,
I don't know.
just
I had to
say
sing a song
something.
about somebody getting cancer earlier, so at this point, at this point, all bets are off.
Oh man.
If I
all
don't
right.
get canceled for that, I think I'm pretty good.
I think you'll be all right. All right.
Still punch
Let's see. Honey, I don't think we're going to get the house. Ooh, the mortgage isn't good enough. We're not going to get the house. Ooh. Oh man.
Glasses are just hovering on my face. It's weird. That's a good one. Look at this.
Hopefully, not even paying attention to my ooh sentence.
Oh no, I'm fully paying attention, but in my leaning over, reacting to that, I looked at the glasses and I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I could have done the mesothelioma commercial.
Could have done.
I'm sorry for reading that.
The arms of an angel. Fly away from here. Oh, yes, exactly.
If you have diabetes, your diabetes medical testing supplies may be covered.
Let's move on.
All right, I upheld my end of the bargain.
Indeed. Well
I
done.
gave you 2.
Well done. All right.
All right. Okay. A cat wearing a wingsuit sits in a tree, watching a bird sitting in another tree.
Real. I'm gonna say real.
That would be incorrect.
Damn it! You know, my instinct was fake, but I was like, nah, see, this is where it's gonna catch me. Should have gone with my first instinct. All right, fair enough.
All right, spin it.
Oh, let's do this. Bean, why are you under my desk? The child has adopted
that's
the
not a good place.
underside of. She's adopted that area as her personal playhouse. Unfortunately, it's just currently occupied by my feet, which she is very offended by. Oh, perfect.
Now, speaking of.
And there's the inevitable thud I heard on my desk. Back to the topic of her head is very hard. Her head is very hard, so I don't worry about it anymore. She's fine. The very first time, she bumped her head on my desk. I was like, Bean, get out from under there. You don't belong under there. And I'm like, trying to deal with something that's going on aside, and then suddenly I just hear,
oh, Jesus.
and I'm like, Bean? And she just comes up and holds her head like, ow. And she just starts crying, but she has not gotten upset about hitting her head on the desk once since then. Like, I think it was just because it was the first time and it startled her.
Yeah.
But I was
now
like,
she knows what to expect.
Okay? Little pterodactyl.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so fun fact on the topic of being a video game nerd. The Bean's middle name was very nearly Sylvanas.
Oh, okay.
Very nearly, and it's funny because
I'm going to say that's a WoW reference.
That is a WoW reference, yes. So
okay.
Specifically, Sylvanas is the Banshee Queen.
Okay.
And the Bean has a Banshee scream, which I think it's funny that. Ooh, careful. Well, that's why it happens when you lean on a living creature, Bean. It moves. She's leaning against Petunia, and Petunia's like, I'm done with your shit. And she fell over and was like, oh, you love your Petunia. I know, but Petunia does not like being brushed with a baby hairbrush. You know, it's good Bean. Brush your hair. Anyways, no, you may not have my cup of coffee. Although it is empty. Bean, eventually I'm going to teach you to make coffee so you can get me coffee while I stream. That'll go well, I'm sure. So add a Bean. My record for, and I've mentioned this in previous streams before, but my record for beans on the screen is amusingly 17. So I have 17 beans on the screen.
17 beans on the screen.
Yep, that was with the immortal Anna. Wish I could do a Banshee scream to get out of public situations. I mean, you do any kind of scream, you'll get out of a public situation regardless.
I mean, I feel like we all wish we could.
I mean, so bit of advice: if you're ever in a elevator and you don't want people to talk to you, just start laughing. No one will talk to you. I promise. Life advice with Otter. Follow me for more life advice. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me for more bad life advice. This has been Otter.
Hey, you're not going to get advice like this anywhere else. You better follow Otter.
Toddlers don't realize the power they have to scream and get away. Yeah, it's true. That's true. You don't. It's not usually as socially acceptable for random, adults to scream.
Widely taken for granted.
True. Very true. Granted, the child, she more often screams when she's happy. She doesn't typically scream when she's angry. She'll just kind of growl, and she's very much like me. I was a growler as a child, and a teenager and an adult. And anyway, apparently, my upperclassmen in high school were scared that I was going to be the quiet kid that got pushed too far someday. So that gives you some kind of evidence of what kind of person I was. Apparently, I only found
this that Kubrick stare.
Yeah, well, I only found this out afterwards because one of my friends was an upperclassman, and he's like, "Man, people were really glad to graduate before you snapped." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, everybody in my grade thought you were going to be the guy that got pushed a little too far one day and just came in with a semi-auto and went nuts. And I was like, dude, that's screwed up. Like, why would they say that?
When I was a freshman, I knew a kid that actually brought a knife into school.
Oh, geez.
Like, it was, well, like, if I can digress just for a moment.
All I've been doing is digressing. Please, go ahead.
Okay. So, he shared homeroom with me, and he man, let me tell you, he scared a few people around. He actually got the nickname Spooky. Yeah, very apt. But he was very soft spoken for the most part. But I remember he's just like, "Hey, Skitch, come over here. I want to show you something." I'm like, "Okay." And meanwhile, I'm a stupid freshman. What do I know?
Of course.
And I go over to his desk, and he opens up his backpack, and I see a large serrated knife in his bag. Yeah. And I just kind of freeze. And I'm just like,
what you got there, buddy?
Like, and I'm just like, that's not good. And he's like, "Oh, man, it's cool. It's fine." I'm just like, "No.
It's all good, brother.
No, that's not good. That's not good." And fortunately, nothing happened. But I remember, oh God, I think he got expelled for stabbing another kid with a pencil.
Well, okay.
It wasn't with a knife, but it was with a pencil.
There's your plot twist.
There's the plot twist. But anyway, freshman year of high school, wild.
Yeah, that's an.
Anyway, let's get back to the wholesome game.
Moving on to Far Side.
Anyway, next one. A frustrated writer. A frustrated writer sits defeated at his desk, papers everywhere, with failed attempts at writing "Yes's owner of a broken heart."
I'm gonna go with. Okay, the last one I thought was fake, but it was real. I'm gonna say this one's fake.
You'd be correct.
Oh, thank goodness.
Whew. Almost completely.
Excellent. Almost completely.
And this was a trick question I threw in there in case I was dealing with someone who actually knew. But there were two comics that were similar in theme. It was Edgar Allan Poe's A Telltale Heart, and all of his papers had telltale different bodily organs on it. Okay. And then the other one was The Writing of Moby Dick, where it was Call Me Ishmael, but instead of Ishmael, it was different various names. So you're correct. It was fake.
Okay, good enough. I'll take it. It's a technical win, and technically correct is the best kind of correct.
It was technical either way, but you chose the right side. Yeah. So let's see what I get. I wanted to throw one little zinger in there.
Yeah, no, that is... I was like, oh, damn, he's got me here.
All right, what do I got?
An embarrassing fact about yourself.
Oh, boy. Oh, I don't even know what constitutes as embarrassing at this point.
You know, a lot of people have been saying that. Something that you are embarrassed by.
I mean, I'm the embodiment of cringe. I don't know how much more embarrassing I can get. Oh, man. Oh, boy. I don't know if this is entirely embarrassing, but it's kind of it was embarrassing for me when it first happened, but it was more painful than embarrassing.
Physically painful or emotionally painful?
Oh, both.
Oh, good times. Go on.
So when I was a freshman in high school, you know how some high schools they'll do like an orientation day, like a field day sort of thing, kind of like a team bonding experiences or something like that. And so we went outside and played some games outside, just kind of like, get to know each other, whatnot. And we get to tug of war. And, it's the classic, two teams, they're trying to pull a rope over a line. And
one team gets pulled down in the middle, falls down, dies. Everybody wins $1 million. Go on.
Classic. Yeah. So I'm at the front of our team, right? And apparently behind me, I didn't hear that the rest of the team was going to let go.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And they went down the line, too. They went, hey, we're going to let go. On the count of 3, we're going to let go. We're going to let go. On the count of 3, we're going to let go. I didn't hear it. Now, one thing you'll know about me is that I have ADHD, so a lot of times things go in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
And, so I didn't hear that.
Yep.
And I dig in. Let me tell you, I dig in. Like, I am rooted. I'm a tree at this point. 1 foot right in the front, 1 foot planted in the back, and I'm gripping like my life's going to depend on it.
Yep.
Right? And all of a sudden, the countdown happens. And we go, all right, everybody, 3, 2, 1. Right through my hands.
Oh, no.
And let me tell you, I've never experienced a burn that bad.
Oof.
And so I say embarrassing because, oh, man, that shouldn't have happened. That was really embarrassing. But also, ow!
Yeah, that's pretty ow. That's pretty ow.
And I'm pretty sure it took a chunk out of one of my fingers.
Oof.
So,
yeah, those ropes are no joke.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. So I had to go to the nurse's office and get my hands bandaged up, pretty quickly. And then you want to know what I heard after I came back out? All right, everybody, let's go to the theme park.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, yay.
Great,
I have to hold on to metal bars as we're, like, being flung around at high speeds.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh man.
Oof, my hands hurt just thinking of it. Did you at least get to lose your fingerprints in the process so that you can commit crimes?
Unfortunate.
You should have dug your fingerprints in there. You would have lost the... would have been the invisible wolf.
Oh, man, I wish.
All right. Next round.
All right, next one. A woman jumps from a burning building just to bounce off the firefighter's trampoline.
Uh-oh. Somebody unplug him, plug him back in. He's died. Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
There we go. Hello. You're still...
Oh, hi. Oh,
no.
Sorry. Afternoon naps,
Just...
Anyway.
Little
all right.
Little wolf narcolepsy there. Just
little puppy nap. Anyway, a woman jumps from a burning building just to bounce off the firefighter's trampoline and into another different burning building.
I feel like the Far Side comics are all just one scene, right? So I feel like to have her land in another building would require another scene. So I'm going to say that one's fake.
That one's real.
Damn it! How does that work with one scene? And then again, if you got
so not all Far Side comics are one scene, but that one actually is one scene.
Huh.
You see the action line from window A to trampoline to window B and her feet going into the window.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I guess I can see that. Damn it. Okay. Well, I tried to play the game and I didn't win. Gail would have lost. Fair enough.
It was admirable.
That's what I get for applying logic to this. Bean, don't try to play Baba Party. Sometimes she'll use her bottle as a pen. So she'll press the nipple of the bottle to whatever surface and try to get the juice or whatever out of it. Robot voice for 30 seconds.
Hey!
Engage. This is your application. Well done, Skitch the Wolf. I'm going to put a timer for 30 seconds on my... That is 30 minutes. I do not need 30 minutes. That would be too much robot voice.
Oh, that'd be a lot of robot voice.
30 seconds. Engaged. Proceed with next round of game.
You got it.
Thank you.
A man on a beach runs to the water with a surfboard, and a sea monster runs onto land with a wagon.
That is all.
That is all.
I will say, processing. Real comic detected.
Assessment, you are correct.
Victory, salutation. Celebrate, celebrate. Beep boop. That was the timer.
Perfect. All right.
For the record, I paused the timer while I would have been sitting silent, just so you know it was fair. So you got to spin the wheel.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I do a pretty good robot though, yeah.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Thank you. It's a long life of office work. Tells you how to do it.
Oh yeah. Yep. No. Hey, I get it, man.
Beep boop.
What do I get? What do I get?
Come on, something. Oh, this is the first time this one's come up. You and the other person are trapped on an island together. Who lives longer and why? All right, Skitch. You and me are trapped on an island together. Which one of us lives longer and why? Cite your sources.
Well, I am, because I'm going to eat you.
So you mean you're going to die shortly after. It's not much longer, but...
the question was longer.
Yeah, that's fair. Fun fact, being an Hydrolutris Ottenberg, I don't die. At least not permanently.
Oh.
Okay. I am a meme manifest. As long as one person that understands meme culture exists, I too shall exist. So yeah, I'll die. So you're technically correct.
I see. You're more of a manifestation of an idea than a person.
That's correct. That's why I live in outer space. The part of your brain that believes that a wormhole is a place you get bait for fishing.
Mm-hmm.
I also.
All right.
But yeah, no, absolutely. You'd eat me, but then you would die from the cumulative caffeine overdose.
No, that's fair.
My blood type is Java.
All right, here's another one.
Yes.
A dog pushes a bone aside, saying, "No thanks, I'm on a diet."
You see, that one sounds really generic. I'm going to say that one's fake.
You'd also be correct.
Okay. Yeah, that one just was like, that one's a little boring and plain.
A little phoned in, yeah.
A little phoned in, yeah. I mean, if the writer was really, really like hungover one day or something, I could see it, but I was like, nah. The editors probably wouldn't. All right, so your spin.
All right, let's go.
I'm beginning to learn the ways of the Skitch. The wolf in my soul howls for Farside. Oh!
Woo! All right, let's get a good one. Let's get a good one.
The wheel. There we go. Spin, spin, spin. Random fact about your Vtuber specifically.
Random fact. Okay. Well, I don't know how much more random facts I could give, but so my appearance is based off of the original design that my wife had drawn, and the drawing was based more around, stuff that I was wearing at the time. I had a necklace, I had a blue hat, and I had some black shoes with red laces.
Okay.
And that's pretty much as random as I can get right now.
That's fair. No problem.
All right,
hit me.
All right, here's another one. Pinocchio is on safari in Africa, surrounded by lions.
Yep.
When his wish to be a real boy is suddenly granted.
I feel like this one could be played well because there's a play on words there with Pinocchio lying versus the lions. So I'm gonna go with this one's real.
It is real, but because of the idea that he's flesh and blood by the time he's out in the lion pasture.
Close enough. I'm still correct.
Well, you are correct.
I do feel, and there's definitely some kind of at least internal play on words there with lion.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
I still win. Technically correct remains the best kind of correct.
Absolutely, yeah.
Whee!
Let's get that wheel going.
JoJo Lion. Is that a JoJo reference?
That is a JoJo reference. Part 8, JoJolian.
Spin. There. Nope. Hello? Is this thing on?
Yeah.
Hello? Smack. Damn it. Somebody grease the wheel! If you had infinite money, what would you do?
If I had infinite money?
Yeah.
Oh, that's one hell of a question. Oh, my God. Well, first and foremost, I'd get a house.
Good start. Good start.
That's, I think, the American dream right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'd
Until
make
you
sure that my
actually own
friends
it.
and... Yeah. But, I mean, I'd make sure that my friends and family are taken care of. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And, try to solve some problems that are happening, like homelessness. That's a big one that's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay,
That's always been one of my biggest fears is being homeless. And if I could stop other people from having to experience that, then yeah, I would definitely do it.
Bash Fruit says, pay off my loans and then get a McFlurry. Bash Fruit, I'm so sorry, but the ice cream machine is broken.
Yeah, always.
Okay, Bean, at first I was very upset with you, but honestly now I'm just impressed. So I hear the water in her, or the juice in her bottle swishing, right? And I'm like, oh no, great, she's having a baba party. So that's what, like I said, that's what we call it whenever she's just spreading the juice inside the bottle everywhere. So I'm like, damn it, and I turn and I'm upset. But apparently she figured out that she can put the lid on the bottle. So she's shaking it around, but the lid's on it, and I'm like, well, damn, good job, kid. Honestly, I'm just impressed now. Alrighty.
All right.
Let's do 2 more. Let's do 2 more rounds.
All right, you got it.
We're getting close to the 2-hour limit.
Yeah. All right, next one. George Washington, with axe in hand, is standing in front of an apple tree. The tree says, "Hey, man, the cherry tree's been saying stuff behind your back."
I'm gonna go with that one's real.
You'd be incorrect.
Damn it! Oh man, I like that one though. That should have been real.
That's a pretty good one. I had to rack my brain for that one, but it's pretty good.
All right, fair play. Oh, see, it spins just fine when it's my turn. Oh, it's supposed to. Get the WD-40.
Fresh out. Gotta use some on my wheels.
Stand for? No, I'm curious.
Some
I gotta
food for thought.
Hold on. I'm gonna Google that. Okay, hold on.
First fact about your VTuber.
Well, 1 second. I'm gonna find out what WD. What does WD for? What does WD-40 stand for? Water displacement 40th formula. Okay. Huh. Well, now you know.
It's like Wicked Dry 40.
Wicked Dry. Follow. Well, see, that's the thing. It can't be Wicked Dry anymore. You add it so it's water displacement. Follow me for random things that I decided to Google. Random fact about my VTuber. Okay. Fun fact about otters in general, right? Otters have, under our armpits, we have little pockets. So you can't see them in my model, but they're there, and you usually can't see them underneath. Yeah, that was a random fun fact, but not about my VTuber. So I'm still holding on. So under an otter's armpits are little pockets that you don't really think about too much. But typical otters will keep their favorite shell cracking rock in those pockets.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, but I, on the other hand, have pocket dimensions under my armpits. So that's where things like my coffee cup come from, as well as my lab coat. There it is. So that is where I keep all of my little goodies, as well as my hat when it goes into the other. Where it goes into the other dimension, it is in my underarm pocket dimension.
4th dimensional armpits, huh? Wow.
Yep. So
I'm impressed.
Yep, that is a perk of being an odd walker. So there's your otter fun fact.
Cool.
And you're also your regular otter fun fact with no D's in it. Because yes, real otters do in fact have these pockets. Google it at some point. They can fit a surprising amount under there. There's this one video in particular where this one regular otter just keeps shoving these giant rocks under his armpits and they just disappear. And then he decides to start pulling them back out, and it's like, damn. Anywho, one more round. Hit me with a good one.
All right, one more round. Okay. A salesman approaches a yard with a sign that says, "Beware of Doug," as Doug hides behind a tree unsuccessfully.
Doug. Doug like Doug Funny?
Doug like a person.
Oh. I'm gonna go with real.
That is indeed real.
All right. Ending it with a W. Woo!
Ending it with a W. Way to go, Otter.
Alright, so your final punishment for the evening. If the button will click.
Let's go.
Come on, something good. Come on. Come
The wheel
on,
giveth,
spontaneous
the wheel
combustion.
taketh away.
Spin, 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 spin. Where it stops, nobody knows.
I sure know I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I forgot most of the things I put on here. Well, that's kind of anticlimactic, but what's your least favorite food?
So I'm actually a pretty picky eater. There's a lot of food that I don't really like to eat. Oh man. I mean, if I had to pick one, there's a lot of food that I don't really particularly care for. Oh man. I can't answer that. That's so general for me to answer.
Well, I'm not letting you off the hook that easily. Another spin.
All right. That's fair. Fair is fair.
Maybe we'll get something interesting.
Yeah.
If it'll work. Come on, wheel. You can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah, it's got one good spin in it left.
I don't even care if it's a good spin, just a bad spin. Just spin! Round and round and round and round and round. My God, come on. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
the wheel is a good wheel.
All
right, so I get to pick a character that you have to do your best impression of.
All right. Make it a good
Dean,
one.
what are you doing? You don't need nail clippers. Thank you.
Oh, jeez.
Tear it off. All right, let me think. What's a good character that I can make you do an impression? I want you, and I believe that VTubers, all of us count as characters as well, so I can pick a random VTuber as well. How familiar are you with Korone Inugami?
Not very.
Okay.
Can you give me an idea of what they?
If you don't know, you're not going to be able to do a good impression, so I'm not gonna waste our time with that. Come here.
Okay.
Okay. Let me try to get a little more.
I mean, there's a lot of VTubers out there.
There are. She's waving at you. Bean is waving at you.
Hi.
See how Skitch Bean? Okay, I got it. I want you. Yes, bye, thank you. I want you to do an impression of the Hulk.
Of the Hulk. Interesting.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I gotta hold up. Got to get in character. There we go. And Hulk smash! I hope that pleased.
It did.
70s Hulk are different. God.
70s Hulk or different Hulk? It's very much Hulk.
I feel like it bleeds together.
Yeah. Oop, blump.
Ugh.
If you were wearing pants, I'd say you probably need to check them because it sounded like you were pushing a little hard there. All right. Okay. All right. We're gonna go.
But I believe that's it for that game.
That is it. Yes, and we are closing in on the 2-hour mark. So I'm gonna fix my screen here. Good lord. Boop, boop, and boop. We're gonna bring us back into Otter space here, away from the. So that's gonna be it for the night. So Skitch, any closing words for our lovely fans?
Oh, I'm just glad to be here. I'm had a lot of fun, and I'm glad I got to meet some of you. Chat, very, 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 very funny.
Thank you. Well, thank you for bringing this game along. Thank you for being a good guest. I hope you had some fun. I know I certainly did. And for everybody at home, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for coming and watching. If you would be so kind as to follow my lovely guest at all of the below labeled follower things, although I feel like half of the viewers are already your followers. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. I'm going to say, as I always do, everybody, thanks for coming by. I hope you had a good time, and remember to stay odd out loud. It's a hell of a lot more fun that way. We're going to go ahead and find ourselves somebody to raid.